Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for the latest episode of Outlander, Blood of My Blood, Episode 7, Luceo non Uro. Yes, I shine, not burn. So, this is a weird one for me. Mainly because I feel like we are just spinning and retreading things that we have already done, Jacobite cause-wise, in the first season of Outlander, and that was done better because we pretty much just have trying to figure out who's stealing some kind from the Grants. Henry just being stuck and pretty much looped back around to keep doing shit until he pretty much gets to kind of Julia at a point, which we see in like the preview teaser of what's going on. We get Ellen and Brian doing some kind of stuff. Like Brian's pretty much the like great kind of focal point of this kind of episode. He isn't the focus. It's mainly Ellen and what's kind of going on with the Jacobite causes and shit like that. And Rob Roy. We also get Lovett just being a complete asshole. We see that Julia pretty much finds this stuff to pretty much make him impotent and to put that on his food. And the thing is, Ms. Porter is alright with her with this. And it's like acting like friends with her. I mean, I understand them kind of going through the kind of birthing process kind of shit. But I need more episodes to have her like be on her side with this kind of shit. We also see that Ms. Fitzgibbons finds the tartan and immediately goes to Murtaugh, and I'm like, listen, Murtaugh's been sweet on her for a good long bit. You'd think he'd probably be shouting that shit from, like, every which way but loose. You'd have fucking knew it in your bones if it was that kind of person. And she's like, alright, fine, we'll just fucking hide that kind of shit. We see that Colum is attempting to pretty much expedite this whole kind of marriage, and also figuring out that this was probably the stupidest route for him to go, even though that's kind of, like, a little bit late for him. I'm like, dude, you honestly don't know what the fuck you're doing. Dougal's a dumbass and kind of at least owns it. He's kind of bringing up, oh god, because somebody stole cows from the Grants. That pretty much brings in Henry from the whole kind of brothel thing. Malcolm pretty much being like, I'm going to figure this out on my own. It's like, alright, fine. So, of course, he's got to do his bladier duties and all that shit. It's like, alright, fine. Even though he's pretty much making plans to go to Craignadoon and try and, like, escape. Going to the prostitute and getting his necklace back and being very thankful to her. She kind of wants him to kind of, like, take her ass out of there. Kind of, like, make him happy. But the thing is, he needs to go back to someone else, of course, Claire. So, he's just like, fine, I'd kill myself, but, like, I'm going to go find Claire. I'm going to go back to my daughter. Whatever. This, of course, then has Archbug being because the prostitute then betrays him and jukes him off to do whole kind of stuff going on and figuring out what's going on with Ellen. So, they need to expedite this marriage kind of shit because if this whole kind of kind thing and the cows getting stolen kind of gets out of proportion, the Grants could then just, like, take Mackenzie lands. And it's really kind of weird because you would think that Colin would think about this kind of shit beforehand. And it's just really vastly different than how, like, Jamie and other people have talked about this whole kind of thing going on. Are we getting another gathering? Has the gathering kind of thing just been, like, stupidly fucked off and it's just booked now and now this is the show, so it's completely changed and different? I don't know at this point. It's like, alright, so that's how Henry kind of intersects with this shit. Ned being like, listen, I can tell you, we didn't steal the fucking cows because Dougal was off pretty much going to, like, Jacobite kind of causes, so he couldn't have fucking done it. However, Ellen volunteers to Colum to be like, let me go there, let me invite the lady there to my wedding, and then try and, like, wrangle Dougal's fucking ass. But we find out that Rob Roy's the one that robbed it. Henry brings that up as well to Ned, saying that, like, I kind of need to get out of this place, and he's like, the Grants are gonna kind of hunt your ass, but good luck to that, my friend, before then dealing with the whole stuff of what's going to be going on later. So Ellen gets there, but we've got Rob Roy there, and they're pretty much whipping up stuff. We got McCranach there, being like, yeah, it's Jacobite cause. Dougal's like, yeah, and he's like, Ellen, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's like, you're being a goddamn dick. Right in the ass, motherfucking asshole, dipshit. just fucking idiot. Like, trying to whip up everything for the Jacobite cause here. It's like, that's not going to work out that much. We see that Brian and Murtaugh are there. However, let me shift back a little bit. They are on the outs because we had seen that Julia and had her kid baptized. However, Brian baptized him first, and his name is William Henry Beecham. Lending a little bit more credence to my theory that this could potentially be Willie, trying to bring up the whole kind of things of, we get Julia pretty much getting married to Lovett as well. We see that Lovett is like, oh god, because she's lactating through like the dress because she's, I mean, she gave birth. I mean, it's a natural fucking body response of like, oh, I gave birth to a little person. It needs fucking food. I'm gonna make the fucking food with the fucking body. It's like, I mean, as it's not like she's just like whipping them out and just fucking squirting everybody, which that would be like, I'm like, listen, you feed your kid, I mean, you kind of popped him or her out your ass, closed loop system. It's kind of like, yeah, that's your bodily fluid, just, and I can understand accidents happening and shit like that. It's like, don't go like that. She's not going like that. She is like, I need to get him. Ms. Porter kind of calms her ass down a little bit to have William Henry, Willie, eat a little bit before doing the whole kind of baptism. Murtaugh popping up and being like, meh, meh, meh. And Brian like, what the fuck? And then, of course, they want them sent, he wants to send Brian and Murtaugh, because Murtaugh pretty much gives information on the Jacobite cause, because Lovett's like, ooh, who do I do shit with? Am I going to be a loyalist, or am I going to be the Jacobite cause? Even though I'm planning to have this kid go onto the throne, he's going to be baptized Protestant, and so that way the Catholic things doesn't do any problems. Being like, I'm just like, oh god damn it, Lovett, you're just a fucking prick. Now, that's not this. I like that he's that kind of asshole character that you like to hate kind of shit. However, his content pretty much just gets caught in a kind of circle loop. Not as much as Henry's of like, I must find my wife and child. Ah, shit. And then just like spin his ass for a couple episodes, even though we've got 10. And it's like, that's kind of short, but it's also kind of long with what's going on here because you ain't doing much else with his ass. So, Murtaugh pretty much lays him out and be like, Ellen Mackenzie's like, and then I do, like, Brian's the best character because even though he has done something to hurt his brother, he is truly like explaining. He's like, listen, I didn't know how to tell your ass. I didn't know who she was when I met her, and then I knew her, and then I'm like, how the fuck do I tell my friend, who's like a brother to me, that I love the woman that he loves, and that she loves me back, and all this kind of shit. And it's like, and he's like, listen, I know why you love her, because I love her too. And it's like, you fucking hit it from my ass. It's like, damn, it's like a well done content of like, hey, bro problems. Like, yeah, you like the same girl and the girl likes your friend. And it's like, you gotta hash that shit out. Communicate. Of course, then they go off, and that's kind of where they pop in. And we see Ellen kind of looking at Brian, and then of course, Malcolm pops up, like, what the fuck are you doing here? And I'm like, and then she pretty much speed dumps to be like, listen, we're trying to make sure that you understand that we didn't, like, steal your cows and shit like that, and I had to deal with my fucking brother, because, of course, if the Mackenzies support the Jacobite cause, that would put strain on Malcolm's and the Grant family, and there's something going on with Isaac as well. He's kind of going off. Malcolm's trying to handle shit himself. They're the loyalists, so it's like, oh shit. And I love it that the redcoats are there. Malcolm's like, we'll deal with Rob Roy. And then like, yeah, but these people are associated, so we're gonna just like capture everybody. And Brian's like, I'm gonna shoot my pistol off. It's like, it's the smartest kind of move possible. It's like, it really gave me Jamie vibes. I'm like, a lot of the stuff he does gives me Jamie vibes, but in a good way. Not, we have already done Jamie Fraser, so we're just going to ape his shit and make his father do it, so that way it's a direct kind of line, but it's like, quick thinking, understanding what's going on. Of course, dragging Ellen is like, what the fuck's going on here? Blah, blah, blah. And of course, this then links up the whole Dougal thing and like the whole Lovett kind of letter. It's like, okay, it seemed like it went too fast of a kind of stretch on that kind of rationale. Yeah. Murtaugh's like still fucking not cool with it. He takes a horse and rides off with Dougal instead of riding with Brian. We also get Julia getting married to Lovett, which we don't really go through the whole kind of ceremony. He then pretty much gets Julia to hand over the baby to a wet nurse. They do give him the food. And he's like, "Oh, this tastes really good. Very good seasoning." And then we see him trying to like consummate the marriage, and that's not going to happen. So he's like, "Give me more food. Maybe the seasoning will help with the whole fox from the whole." It's like, no. Yes, hitting that kind of stuff. And then it links up later on, but let me hit this, because then we see that, like, Dougal's being lording, oh, your purity has been called into question, blah, blah, blah. Of course, Henry is the Blade there's like, yeah, of course. Lovett congratulates Brian on that. It's like, I'm so proud of you. It's like, I actually love her ass. Like, he doesn't completely explain it to Lovett. He's like, you are, like, he's a horrible father. And Brian's like, I don't even know how to fucking deal with this kind of shit. So we've got that kind of percolating. And then we see that, like, Julia sees the letter, sees that it is written from Henry, that he's going, like, Henry Grant Bladier kind of stuff. And she's like, oh, yes. And that's kind of where we end. And see that the next kind of thing is they're doing a purity test for Ellen. I think they're going to kind of link up and see that Henry will see Julia and be like, what the fuck? And then, of course... See, this is the weird kind of thing. We know that Archbug has to get killed by young Ian in the Outlander show. However, with what has been going on here, if Henry finds out that Julia and his child are alive, I would expect that Henry would fucking kill that motherfucker quick ass as a shit and just be like, he wouldn't take out the person that lied. I mean, they were paid for it. This motherfucker put everybody up to it. Unless he goes after Isaac Grant. Who knows? This show is so weird. Even falling into the lines of the usual kind of prequel nonsense that kind of pops up. I really wish Diana Gabaldon had been pretty much involved more on this. I mean... She's got 2 episodes at the end. Because we've got 3 episodes left. A Virtuous Woman is the next one. Braemar, 9, and Something Borrowed. Which seems to me that we will only get Ellen and Brian married in the 10th episode. Which, to be honest with you, I don't know how we got a second season out of this. I mean, you could have just, quote-unquote, mini-series this motherfucker. Unless you were actually going to showcase... a lot of stuff, and then do the ending crescendo of getting Ellen and Brian together, and Claire's parents together, because we didn't know much about them beforehand, but like, I don't understand the objectives here. It seems like we're just spinning in place and echoing certain stuff that we had already done in Outlander better, and I'm like, what? What other kind of insanity are we going to be going on here for now? Oh my god. I mean, we get a little bit more of Lovett, who is an asshole, and that's pretty much what we got in the series. We just get dumber Colum and Dougal. Brian is the best kind of part at this point. Ellen mainly gets dragged down because she has to deal with all the other fucking shit with, like, Colum and Dougal and all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, she's pretty good, too, and I would kind of just want better kind of content for her. Mostly. Julia gets the least bad kind of part out of Claire's parents because she at least gets stuff that kind of changes up a little bit. Henry almost could have done that as a Bladier, and they only really did that with the weird fucking lottery thing of him collecting rents. And then it's just like pining and saying that he's looking for his wife and child. But not really showing that he's looking for his wife and child because we've got other things that we're juggling. It's almost like they thought they didn't have enough to do the main family portions of like getting Brian and Ellen together and Claire's parents together, and then just chucked random shit in there and just like retreaded shit that we had gotten from Outlander, and then it's became too unwieldy and bloated and like stretched out to where we've got like padding and filler when we even don't really need it, and it's just like, oh god. So we'll have to see where this goes. I don't even know, man. So those are my opinions on the episode. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.